I can tell you, I'll tell you how much they cost. Just so you know.
Well, you know, it's not only the best for Chief Family and his guys, right? I mean, come on, we're gonna buy $200 guns, come on.
They cost $10,000.
Wow.
Yes. Now, former Detective Lieutenant Cesario asked me out in the hallway, would he be able to buy his service revolver? And I said, I don't know. And so we called the person who deals with this, and if it's all right with you, he can buy his service revolver. He has collected every service revolver he's ever used. And you can permit him to buy that. You just have to have a motion to do that. The cost is $286.20. And we have to have the check made out to Firing Line, Inc. And
Rich,
those
did you say 286.20?
$286.20.
I have all that info.
Do you need to do that now, or do we have to wait till January, or?
Yeah.
January work?
We have to wait, yeah.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
get- Yeah. But I didn't want, I've known Tom a long time, and he's a lot bigger than me, and I didn't want him to hurt me when I left. That was a joke. Tom would not, Tom would be my bodyguard.
Wow, so his gun was only 286, and
Yeah.
times they've changed, haven't they?
Well, no, that's the trade-in value.
Trade value, okay.
Yes. Probably back then they didn't.
Well, we'll get that, Chief, we'll get the information from you, and we can get that on our January council meeting.
Okay. All right, I have all the info.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And if you need Tom's cell phone, you can go through it.
I have his number.
No, I mean, you want to see what he has in there.
Oh.
All right, hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so that's end of our public comments. We'll go into our control groups report.
Okay, good evening, Mayor and Council. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. If you look in your package, you'll see the controller's report for today. Our PNC General Fund has a negative balance of $88,499.70. There were a couple checks cut, and we signed a couple tax office checks that have to be deposited still. So because of our current up-to-date timing with QuickBooks, that is the balance as of today, but that is definitely going to change. About $150,000 in checks that have to be deposited. If it was the old Edmund software, we wouldn't have that balance or anything like that. So nothing really has changed. We did do some things with liquid fuels, pay some things, and to help us out towards some things we were able to use it for the general fund. All of you know, the liquid fuels money goes towards streetlights, so now that those are all changed to LEDs, hopefully we won't be spending nearly what we spent per month for those. Should see that number come back, and once everything gets straightened out, we'll start using that money to pay the streets and things like that. Any questions?
Thank you. I will say that since you brought up street up there, I talked to Terry from West Penn. Once they are above contract, we confirm their, their paperwork or whatever, and that's when she can change the system out and we'll start seeing the savings. So I would say probably not till February, we'll see a full month's of savings to see where we're at with the lights. But I'm excited for it. I think the lights are wonderful. Very bright. And we have a lot of, I think now you can really tell how many There's decorative lights, all LED, so it's pretty much,
Were those heads on, do they belong to us?
they're their garage.
That's somebody asked.
Well, we, you know, set that up, we could sell it or probably sell it. Okay, so, we're gonna go on to correspondence. Mr. McLucky has decided that he is going to resign from the Senior Citizen Board, which, sad to see Mr. McLucky go. He's done a heck of a job down there. He's, they've been very helpful, and anytime we needed that help, his help for everything down there, he's been always available. And I will say that, talking to the county commissioner, Mercedes, hopefully with Tim's help, we're gonna get this resolution of their tax exempt status. Definitely need that to happen. The county commissioners want it to happen. We just gotta get, Tim's gotta do it. And once Tim does it, we're gonna get this passed, so they no longer are paying, property taxes in the county, because it is a city limit. So you just gotta get that figured out. So hopefully in the next couple months we'll have that done. Because that's a lot of money that they, that comes out of their budget down there, where the senior citizen board, so we want that, taxes for operation costs. So, I'm gonna read the resolution. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to accept the resignation of Robert McLucky from the Collinsville Senior Citizens Board of Directors effective February 28, 2017. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
So thank you, Mr. McLucky. I'm seeing now his resignation. We're gonna need to fill that position. So if anyone would like to be on the Senior Citizen Board, please get a letter of interest down to the City Hall. You can email Michelle at collinsvillesecretary@gmail.com, or just stop in and drop a letter off, and we will, City Council will review it, and hopefully we can make that point for that. City Clerk, take vote.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Councilman McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilman Carpenter?
Yes.
Councilman Zinn?
Yes.
Mayor Lynch?
Yes. The Collinsville Patriots on December 17th, they sponsored 2 buses to the cemetery, to do the laying of wreaths at the National Cemetery in Alleghenies, the Alleghenies in Bridgeville, PA. I don't know what the outcome of it, what this was, because this was on the 17th, but I know that they do this every year, so I just appreciate them raising the money and taking the time to go and honor our veterans. Believe in Collinsville had their annual business storefront decorating Christmas decorating contest in there, and Mrs. Keller was one of the 5 independent judges. She dropped off the winners today. She asked me if I would read it. This year they actually added some categories, and most colorful went to Keaty's Pizza and Restaurant, and if you haven't been past Keaty's, you haven't, it's lit up. Like Christmas Vacation down at the restaurant. That's great. That looks good. Most eliminated was Somerset Bank and Historic Freight Station. Best being what the Visions of Sugar Plums we love. They do their store windows all year long. It's like a New York City department store window. I love that they put so much into that. It's wonderful. The true meaning of Christmas goes to Collinsville Ministries. Christmas update gone by with the Aaron's building. I know Norma, she loves decorating those windows, and she does a heck of a job down there. It looks wonderful. Santa's Choice went to T&A Collectibles downtown. So congratulations to all the winners. Thank you to all the businesses that participate, because a lot of them did, and our whole business area looks really great downtown. We also had a home decorating contest, and my neighbor actually was first place. 409 Wills Road, he has a light show every night, 5 to 9 on the hour, collecting canned goods for community ministries. It seems that almost every night is the Container School, which is collected a lot of canned goods so far. But if you have not been up, go check it out, because he really does an amazing job on their light display. And the other houses, the second and third place, really decorated up great. We have a lot of homes in our city that are decorated, have a lot of Christmas spirit, and it just makes it fun. Okay. I'm going to approve the minutes for the November 15th meeting. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to approve the minutes for the November 15th, 2016 City Council meeting. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Carpenter?
Yes. Currently, the city council of the city of Collinsville to waive the 4-day resolution rules of operation. I didn't submit it after the 4-day rules to be ready at the meeting tonight. Such resolutions would mark with an asterisk. I submitted it there a second. City clerk, take vote.
Councilman Corbiak? Yes. Councilman McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Councilman Zane?
Yes.
Mayor Lambert?
Yes. Chief, what's on? Just gonna do the police department report, talk about a couple things. We had a good month in November, almost brought in $10,000 in fines, which is great. I wish that would be every month. Lower complaints in November. I'm glad to see that, because normally we're almost 500, I'm only got 293. 77 traffic citations. Guys are definitely busy with 19 traffic accidents in November, so it was a busy month for accidents. But one of the things that just popped up today is that we had we're not sure if it's a city resident or not, because Isabella is in both Collinsville and
We have,
South Collinsville.
we have South Collinsville Borough, we have Collinsville Township, and we have the city of Collinsville. The lines are all,
Mixed up there.
yeah.
But anyhow, apparently there was an issue of speeding up on Isabella, and instead of bringing it into our attention, it was put on Facebook, where we all go to complain, I guess. But anyhow, I brought this to our chief's attention. The most important thing is if there's a city-related issue you're having problems with, call the city. Don't go on Facebook, that does not resolve your issue, just stirs the pot, gets people excited over something, it may not be something. But anyhow, if it's related to the police department, 724-628-2020, extension 100, that's the police chief extension. If he's not there, leave a message, he will definitely call you back. Please, if there's any issues related with the police department, call the city. Call the police chief, because that's who needs to know. He's in charge of the department, and I promise you, when he finds out what's going on, he does investigate, because believe me, he and I talk. But not everything related to the police department, so. But we are discussing, we're gonna just look into maybe doing, painting some lines up on Isabella Road in the city, and we're fully going to enforce the speed up there, probably 25, that's what the norm is.
25, posted.
So we are gonna enforce the speed. We do not want anybody's kids getting hit from getting off the school bus and get hit by a car, or any resident. So I promise you this, that it is, that we are aware of the situation the chief's gonna look into it, and we are gonna handle that accordingly. Any other issues, please report it to the city or a police chief, or if it's the streets, Councilman Corbiak. Contact Councilman Corbiak. If you have an issue, don't go on Facebook, it's not where it happens. I promise you, if you contact, well, I'm just saying, I promise you, if you contact him, he's gonna look into it and handle the situation. That's all of us, and all our departments, that's what we're here for, and we will definitely do that. We're not passing the buck. I promise you that. I just want to throw that little informational piece there to everyone in the city if you have a problem. Because the only problem they don't have contacting the city is about our health care officer. He's the only area that we deal with that I can tell you this, that if you have an issue with Tom, they're calling. But they're also going on Facebook, but they definitely call. I'm going to tell you that, Tom, just so you know. We got you handled. But everything else, if we can just please reach out to the city council or the department, we really appreciate it. And this would be a lot faster resolution of the problems. And if we don't know how to fix it, so. Chief, I'm gonna wait till Councilman Carpenter comes back to talk about the pager, so we don't have to go over it. All at once. Chief can answer that. He wants to know.
Money that comes in.
The fines.
One check, and not the house, how much has
The fine checks,
Fine checks.
the fines we get with this.
comes sporadically, or?
Comes in at around the same time every month. We get a check from the magistrate's office. We get checks from, various checks from the county. But we have certain officers that have charges filed against people in different jurisdictions, magisterial districts, where we can get a check for maybe $25 from the magistrate out of our area. We had to go file charges there. That's why big check comes from Magistrate Haggerty's office, and we get another one from the county. And we get various other small checks. We had
We just got one yesterday, it was like for $2,000 you got from the state police.
yes, if the state police drive through our jurisdiction and they make a traffic stop, the fine, if it's in the city of Connellsville, that fine will come back to us.
Which was great. Okay, so the other thing we're going to discuss tonight is that, which is an ongoing issue with our tasers that our officers have on their person when they're on duty. They're old, they need replaced. They're about $1,200 a piece. If we buy them, we purchase them and we own them, and then we are also on the hook for any repairs or replacements. So Chief Hammerly has done some research with Taser International about doing a leasing program where we would get 4 tasers a year. 4 tasers.
4 tasers for a period of 5 years.
Because they would, if anything happens though, they would replace the tasers for us, correct?
Free of charge.
Yes.
We're entering an agreement with them. We pay the amount up front, and then the first year, that amount is in their yearly fee. 4 years after, we pay a small payment each year, and at the end of the 5 years, we will get 4 brand new tasers, and they will take the old ones. The shelf life of a taser is no longer than 5 years. Something happens with that taser will not be responsible, be liable for an issue. But they recommend every 5 years that you get a new unit. Tasers that we're carrying now, I believe, were from 2008 or 2009, so they're outdated.
The only thing we've been doing is changing the batteries, correct? Is that what
That's it.
we've been doing? And we've had incidents, and thankfully no one, none of our officers have had any harm done to them because of the misfire that it was.
Correct. I mean, we go out there and we need a taser, it needs to work.
Now,
We don't need anybody to get hurt. So,
I agree. I mean, I want,
right. Now, at the end of the 5 years on this agreement, we will have an option to redo another agreement for an additional 5 years, and at the end of that 5 years, we'll have, but this is a 10-year deal. 5 years from now, we'll make another decision on whether we want to.
yeah, I think that's the best way to do it, see how this goes, and see whether it's cost effective for us to do it. But I just like the fact, because, I think if you guys get in a chase or a foot chase, and you get wrestling on the ground and you destroy that taser, they're gonna replace that thing.
No questions
for free.
asked. I mean, we hand them a broken
It's a
taser.
no-brainer.
Right, we hand them a broken taser, they don't even ask what happened to it. They just
It was-
brand new.
I love that. That to me is the way to go. I don't know, and now, if we agree that we do this, what's the turnaround if we get you new taser?
Second week of January,
Second week?
if I get the ball rolling tomorrow, which I hope I can do if this is passed, and we'll have the taser on the first or second week of January.
I love that. I wish I could agree more. Just know it.
Now, liability-wise, do these things photograph everything that's going on with the taser?
They're tasers that we have and the tasers that we're purchasing does not have a camera. I talked with Taser, I talked with the salesman. He said that, of course, he's not going to talk bad about his product, that the majority of the municipalities or departments don't want to go with the camera thing because they're extra bulky and half the time they don't work. And you got to constantly get them repaired, and they're just more of a nuisance. We were going to look at in that direction. Eventually, probably the body cams would be the better way to go.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say, is maybe, next year it'll be something we go to the district attorney with me coming to a lot of drug busting and money, maybe that's something we can look at as.
I think the
chest
body
cams.
cams are a great idea, because not only does it protect us, it protects the people on the street too. that we deal with.
I agree, there's no pulling that
on it, and it'll work, it'll make noise. You can see, actually see.
Some of them have the lights that indicate things on it, but don't work.
Right.
You know, they don't, I mean,
Then you pull it out and you shoot somebody and it doesn't shoot, then you know it don't work. Pretty much.
yeah, just like I said, I think this is, I don't know, I just think this is a necessity and we need to have it in place. You guys are gonna have you guys are gonna have these new tasers, everything on your person will be outdated.
Right.
You get in situations when it work. And I know your officers definitely, and Corporal Kaminsky was definitely, that was one of his, major concerns with that taser not functioning correctly, so. Big reason. Big resolve of the City Council of the City of Collinsville to enter into an agreement with Taser International on a 5-year lease agreement for tasers for the police department. Money to be taken from line item 410-321. I submit, is there a second? I know that, our city clerk has been, working with you on that, so you know, all the millions of other things that Vern has been doing here the last month, for the city, you know, this is another thing, and appreciate all his help with this, because this isn't a very important, thing for our police department, so. Any other questions?
Thanks, Vern.
It's 57, 37, 49, the total, but I think we only paid 788, 788. City clerk, take vote.
Councilman McIntyre? Yes. Councilwoman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Corbiak? Yes. Councilman Key?
Yes.
Mayor Lambert?
Yes. Thank you for, taking care of you, Chief, I really appreciate it. Anything else you, want to update me on, please? Well, I know somebody messaged me about the break-ins in our area. Are we seeing, that we have cars getting broken into here now in the city?
Not lately, to my knowledge, but it's a constant issue with people that don't lock their cars.
Yes, I mean, you gotta lock your car and not leave valuables in them, and don't give somebody the temptation to bust your way out. Still 50 cents a take her home, cup holder,
I'm going to reiterate on this speeding issue. Again, you can't say it enough. Please call me in my office, and they're speeding everywhere. It's all over town, it's everywhere you go. But if there's an isolated area that's having a big problem, we're not going to know unless someone tells us. And if there's an issue, we'll make arrangements for our street department to come out and paint the lines where we can go out and we can run the speed detail. And if we're out there stopping people in a certain area where there's a problem, hopefully it'll stop. A lot of times we will go out in neighborhoods where the people are complaining, and we'll be stopping those people that are complaining, we'll be stopping them.
Just gonna say, if you're hearing this, you're probably guilty of speeding, so.
So, if you want it fixed, call me, and I'll do what we can do to fix it.
Thank you. All right. Just a couple of proclamations. Armstrong Cable is actually celebrating the 50-year anniversary this year. It was in 1966 when they came into Collinsville, which is amazing. I'm just going to read the proclamation. The City of Collinsville joins the celebration of the 50-year anniversary of Armstrong Utilities Incorporated, whereas Armstrong Utilities, Inc. connected its first cable television customers in 1966 in Collinsville, Pennsylvania. Since that time, they have continued to keep pace with the technological advancements of this ever-changing industry. Whereas Armstrong Utilities' first customers received 6 channels. Today, Armstrong offers consumers hundreds of viewing options, high-speed internet service, telephone service, and a variety of business products all over their state-of-the-art broadband network. Whereas throughout Armstrong's more than 50 years in cable television, Armstrong has been a leader in innovation. Using fiber optics and advanced technology, their networks are designed to provide leading-edge services and high reality. Whereas Armstrong has always relied on the great people who are employed there, nationally recognized for customer service excellence, their dedication to the customer has kept them a leader in the industry. Now for their resolve that I, Greg Lincoln, Mayor of the and the City of Collinsville, Council of the City of Collinsville hereby recognizes Armstrong Utilities Incorporated on their 50th anniversary. It's awesome. Excited for them. I'm excited that, we've been working on finding them a new space in town to build a new structure, which we are right now in the middle of doing. We're hoping in January that they'll be able to announce something that they have an agreement with the lot and going to be building a state-of-the-art facility here in town, keeping their 40 jobs that are there now and bringing it into our downtown, which I'm excited for that. Armstrong has been very supportive of the city, so we definitely are happy that we're hopefully going to keep them here for the next 50 years or they're in business. But so congratulations to Armstrong. I know they were having an event to celebrate. The weather went bad. They had to cancel, so they are going to reschedule in January sometime to do this again. So hopefully we'll be able to come to this time. They had a lot of food that they already prepared. So Councilman Karpiak and I definitely we got our that was good food. The other one is the school choice proclamation commemorating the City of Collinsville School Choice Week. I'm going to read that. Whereas all children in the City of Collinsville should have access to the highest quality education possible, and whereas the City of Collinsville recognizes the important role that effective education plays in preparing all students in Collinsville to be successful adults, and whereas quality education is critically important to the economic vitality of Collinsville, and whereas Collinsville is home to a multitude of excellent education options from which parents can choose for their children, and whereas educational variety not only helps diversify our economy, but also enhances the vibrancy of our community, and whereas our